Good afternoon, class 4. Right, here we go, some maths. So we're going to be looking at converting miles into kilometres. Okay, so yesterday we did some of this. Hopefully you'll remember it. If you weren't in yesterday or you've forgotten it, pay close attention. So we know from yesterday that 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometres. And what we're going to do today, the first stage of today, is recapping of how we go. If we know the miles, how do we work out the kilometres? So if we're given 5 miles, how do we work that out? How do we find that out? Okay, so this is the technique. This is the method. So we know, again, that, just put this at the top, 1 mile equals 1.6 kilometres. And if we're given the question of finding out 5 miles, like that, what we do, because we're multiplying by 1.6, because it's 5 multiplied by 1.6, we multiply by 1 first, so we get the answer 5. We're always going to get the number itself. So whatever number you're starting with, you always start with that number in your sum, because you're multiplying it by 1. So 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. 5 multiplied by 5. 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. I'm getting all confused. So you're going to start off with 5, basically. All right, because you're multiplying by 1.6. 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. Now all we're left to do is figure out what is 0.6. 5 multiplied by 0.6. So we work out what 0.1 is by dividing it by 10, and we know how to do that. So if you think about your 5 and your decimal point being there, and we move the 5 one place to the right, it becomes 0.5. So that's 1/10 of it. So we need 6/10 of it. So we need 6 of these, really. So what we do is we say we want 3 lots of 0.5 add 0.5. So in other words, what we've done here is we've found 0.2 by adding a 0.1 and a 0.1. And once we've got to our 0.2, we multiply it by 3. And that gives us our 0.6. So now we've got 5 plus 3 lots of 0.5 add 0.5 is 1. So now we're left with 5 plus 3 times 1 is 3. So the answer is 8. Okay? So the only really tricky bit is this first line, really. And these numbers here are always this number divided by 10. You can all do the dividing by 10 over here. You can all do that. We've done that for weeks now. So once you've got that 10th of a number there, add it to itself to get you a 0.2 of a number, and then multiply it by 3 to get the 0.6 of a number. All right, let's do another couple. Let's go with working out what 13 miles is. 13 miles equals something kilometres. So we start off with 13 and we add 3 lots of. Now we look at 13 and we think, right, we need to divide that by 10. So the decimal point is there at the minute. Dividing it by 10, you'd end up with 1.3. So that's what the first line should look like. 3 lots of 1.3 plus 1.3, which is 13 plus 3 lots of 1.3 add 1.3 is 2.6. 3 lots of 2.6, you'd add the 2 3 times, so that would be 2, 4, 6, and the 0.6 3 times would be 1.8, so that would be 7.8. 13 plus 7.8. So the answer is 20.8 kilometres. Okay, we'll do one more example and then I will set 5 for you to do. Obviously you can go back and look at this video, pause it and use your number. And whatever number I ask you, replace it there. Okay, put 1/10 of it in this bracket and 1/10 of it in that bracket and put it there, and then you're off and running then. Hopefully the rest of it you can do. So let's do one more example before we do that. Let's go with 29 miles. So we know 29 miles and we want to know the kilometres, what that would be equal to. So we start off with 29 and we add 3 lots of 1/10 of 29, which is going to be 2.9 plus 2.9. Then we work out the sum here. So now we've got 29 plus 3 lots of 2.9 plus 2.9, same really as 29 or 29, which would be 58. So instead of 58, we've got 5.8. Now 3 lots of 5.8. 3 lots of 5.8, you'd have 3 lots of 5, which would be 15. 3 lots of 0.8 would be 2.4. So your answer is 17.4. And you add these together. 29 plus 17.4 is 46.4 kilometres. Okay, so let's set some questions for you to do. What I'll do, I'll be extra nice. I will show you how to work it out here. So you put, this is your first line. Whatever number is in the question, you put there, plus 3 lots of, bracket. Then you do your divided by 10. Okay, so whatever question you've got divided by 10 plus the divided by 10 number there, like that, equals the same number in your question plus 3 lots of the sum of these two here. So I'll tell you what we'll do the answer to that when you've added added the two numbers together, the two divide bys together. Then you have to do like your little column addition to work out what 3 lots of. So let's do it again. So that same number goes again, and now you have to answer this sum. So 3 times that sum, and put that number there. And then on the last line, you would have your answer. Okay? So with that in mind, let's do some questions. We'll do some questions over here. Let's make a little box. Number 1, 36 miles. Tell me how many kilometres that is. 2, 19 miles. Number 3, 42 miles. Number 4, 56 miles. Number 5, 82 miles. Okay, so do those. Get Mr. Bloor or the supply teacher to check the answers, and then if you get them right, you can go on to level 2.